like to greet everybody with universal greetings of peace. And the blessings of God be with you. It don't matter if you are rich or poor, black or white. There we go. It don't even matter if you family, friends, or even enemies. Greet all of you all with the same universal greetings of peace, and the blessings of God be with you. Y'all see the way that fire is burning? I always come to the backyard every now and then and burn a little trash. I greet all you all with that same universal greetings, no matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor religious beliefs may be. I greet you with the universal greetings of peace, and the blessings of God be with you. Today is July the 28th, 2019. The time being about 1:19 p.m. It's Sunday. Today marked 11 years ago, y'all. 1 decade and 1 year ago. I'm gonna leave that fire for right now. You know, when you burn stuff you want to get rid of, you don't want it to come back. I got a lot to thank God about, because today is history for me and my daughters, my two youngest daughters, some of my family and friends, all of those that's a part of our unique and multiracial, multi-occupational underground railroad. You see, I'm gonna give you a little history. Now, you remember I said 11 years ago, on this same month, July, on this same date, the 28th, but 2008, my two young daughters was missing. You might as well say illegally or kidnapped by their mother with the assistance of the Charleston, Missouri Police Department, which sergeant, the black sergeant, the only black on the force, and one of the white officers came in my house on May the 16th, a little bit after midnight in 2008, and claimed that a judge gave them an expose to take my children and give them to their mother, who have been out in the streets for 72 hours using drugs and doing some of everything else while I was in the house taking care of my children. They had the assistance of the sheriff department then, because I seen the paperwork, which was phony paperwork, saying an expose was given by a judge a little bit before midnight on the 15th of May of 2018. And the paperwork came through the fax machine of the sheriff department. It's one thing about Raymond Lewis Hive. I do my research. My business is RRR, Raymond Research and Recovery. And it also had a part in it, who had a part in it was the Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center. Some of them. And most of all of them that's working in these government programs here in Southeast Missouri, most of the preachers, just about everybody that works at 700 Elm Street or Cy Williams Drive, right in the building that's called the C.F. Bowen Center, formerly known as the Lincoln High School, where the only place blacks couldn't go to school at the time, because whites didn't feel that blacks in Charleston, Missouri should be integrated into their Charleston, Missouri consolidated schools number 7, which was then, but now the Charleston R1 school district. Telling y'all this here for a reason. You see, these people that work in that Lincoln school, that's running them programs, most of these preachers, they took part in plotting to take my children at 1 and 2 years old and give it to their drug-addicted mother. And they helped, aided, and assisted her in getting out of Charleston, Missouri to Chicago, where she kept my kids for approximately 70 days, y'all. You see, now, if her family was for what was right and justice, they wouldn't have aided and assisted when she was up there, because they knew she was on drugs. And you know, they can't say that she wasn't living with them, because my Underground Railroad, as well as my RRR, Raymond Research and Recovery, we was monitoring every address she used for her and my 2 children. Hey, how you doing now? All right, how Dad doing? All right, how old is he now? 88. Mine doing good too, 91. Hey, thanks to people like us making sure they all right, you know? Have a nice one. But this is what I want to show you now. Now, I know for a fact that my children's oldest sister, who has custody of her other 3 children, one younger than my 2 girls down here, and 2 of the other 2 is older than my 2 girls down here. All 5 of them is their mother's children, which she has no custody of neither one. I'm going to tell you how I know for a fact, without a contradiction nor a doubt, that the mother of my 2 youngest children, her mother, the grandmother of my 2 children, and her oldest sister, my children's auntie, I know for a fact that they knew what was going on, and they helped participate in it, and knew she was out in the streets with my 2 children, because when we did the research, everybody in DCF and law enforcement in courts, they're not corrupted. Like I said, Underground Railroad, we have them everywhere. You see what I'm saying? But we had record to show, and I still have copies to show, when she was getting Tanner and getting food stamps, she had to use an address. One of them was on Cambridge in Chicago, Illinois, which is in the Cabrini Green housing project, row houses, which is where her mother was staying. That was one of the addresses. When her and her mother got into it, it was the one on Illinois, close to downtown, where her oldest sister was staying. You see what I'm saying? And they allowed her to be out in the streets with my 2 daughters. But the Underground Railroad, I think for 2 of them, they said they didn't have to hide their identity anymore. Well, 4 of them, my 2 cousins, Lois Ivy, may she rest in peace. My other cousin, Tina Watson. Then my niece and nephew, my big brother, Larry Hall, LH, his daughter, Alicia, and his son, Larry, who took pictures showing where my daughters and them was at. And on this day here, 11 years later, God allowed me to go up there and get these girls. When I got them, when they took them, they was just 1 and 2 years old, going on 2 and 3, because their birthday July the 19th and July the 26th. They was taken on May the 16th, a little bit, and May the 19th, a little bit after midnight. But then they had birthdays up there, but no birthday parties. Y'all seen, if you go to some of my YouTube videos, you will see how I found them on on July the 28th, 2008, in the Cabrini Green row houses. You can see the condition that they was in. My then just turned 2-year-old, hey now, had a fractured elbow when I got her back to Charleston, Missouri, and took her to Sykeston, and then Sykeston sent me to St. Louis. She had a fractured elbow, the doctor in St. Louis said, for a minimum of 2 weeks, being in the streets now. Remember, she was gone 90 days. I mean, she was gone for 70 days. But then they had multiple mosquito bites. They was malnourished. They was dehydrated. They was filthy. And they was traumatized. Still today, they see a child psychologist because of that and some of the other things some of these people here in Charleston, Missouri, that's in law enforcement, and some of these other people that I named did to them. You see, but one thing about it, God seen fit that when I thought about murder, God seen fit that I didn't kill nobody, but I work hand in hand with those he have blessed me to be in a part of, in a circle of an underground railroad, and some people that's not afraid to come out and let it be known that they're a part of the underground railroad. Everybody don't reveal themselves. But we was able to get them girls back. And you could see my YouTubes today. You could see how good my daughter's doing. You see, in 2014, October, God seen fit for me and my 2 daughters that I had to rescue who was kidnapped. Law enforcement officials took part. Judges took part. Some of the sheriff department took part. Some of the Charleston, Missouri Police Department took part. Some of the Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center, some of them is working in the sheriff department, in the police department, black and white, that took a part in it. But I was able to go up there and get them girls, and they doing great. And at the same time, we went to get my dad. You see what I'm saying? And some of the same people tried to tell the law enforcement officials, all right now, that I was misusing my dad. But the military, a good police from the Charleston Police Department who's a veteran, and a lady from the Department of AIDS, and they came and they seen that these are the same people that plotted and more against me to take my children illegally, and they didn't see nothing wrong. Because these people called anonymous. You see, I'm not anonymous. I set you out, black and white. Just like we found my daughters and got them back safe, that Negro that just shot my granddaughter 3 times, a little bit after midnight yesterday, July the 27th, 2019, Negro, we gonna catch you. You see what I'm saying? We gonna do it the legal way. You might get a little roughed up. If we catch you, we gonna take you to the police department. You better pray they don't let you go. We gonna get you. See, it took 70 days for me to get my daughters. You follow what I'm saying? But God allowed that 70 days to let people see what type of people my daughters, my 2 youngest daughters' family is. But they want to talk about me. But you allowed her to go out in the streets, but you still don't do nothing for my daughters today. But they don't need your help. James Brown said it well. I don't want nobody to give me nothing. You just open up the door and I'll get it myself. You see what I'm saying? I'll get it myself. But I'm going to leave right now, y'all. I just wanted to tell y'all, sometime we got to suffer, but God going to see if we still be obedient. I was obedient. I wanted to kill. You see what I'm saying? When I wasn't focused, other people in the Underground Railroad, they immediately took over. Just like when you got a generator in your house and the electricity go out, automatically that generator gonna kick in. And that's what the Underground Railroad did. When I was talking about murder, we had already established, no matter if I'm the leader, you still don't listen to me when I'm talking irrational. And until I got back focused, they took care of business. We got my daughters back safe. We allowed to be able to expose all of those that took part. And we still be able to say, peace be still. We gonna get you, Negro that shot my granddaughter. Peace out.